Most F-150s never see 300,000 miles, not because Ford built them wrong, because the owner did one small thing they were never supposed to do and skipped one thing they were never told about. But there's a group out there, call them the 1%. Their trucks roll past 300,000 miles, some of them past 400, and the engine has never been opened, the transmission has never been dropped. And here's the part that's going to bother you a little. Half of what these owners do goes directly against what the dealer told you the day you drove off the lot. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 11 most important habits that separate the trucks that die early from the trucks that outlive their owners. Some of these will save you hundreds. A few will save you thousands. And number one is the one almost nobody does, even though it's the reason those high-mileage trucks feel tighter at 300,000 than most feel at 100,000. Stick around, because at least 3 of these you're probably getting wrong right now. Let's get into it. Before we start, let's be clear about what's actually on the line here, because this isn't about nagging you to change your oil. This is about real money. On the 3.5 EcoBoost, worn cam phasers are commonly a $3,000 to $4,000 repair, and owners have been quoted as high as $4,500. The 10-speed transmission, if it lets go, can run $8,000 to $9,000 to replace at a dealer. A turbo, once you factor in labor, lands somewhere around $2,500 to $3,500. Add a frame that's rusted through, and a truck that's worth $18,000 suddenly needs $12,000 in work. The 1% never see those bills. And it's not luck, it's these 11 habits. Let's start at number 11 and work our way down to the one that matters most. Number 11. They change the oil on their own schedule, not the truck's. Ford's Oil Life Monitor will happily let you stretch to 10,000 miles. The 1% don't trust it. On an EcoBoost, that engine is turbocharged, it's direct injected, and it works hard, so they run 5,000 to 7,500-mile intervals on full synthetic, and they never let the computer make the call. The dash says 15% oil life remaining. They've already changed it. And they use the exact viscosity and Ford spec listed in their owner's manual for their engine and model year, not just any 5W30 off the shelf. Because the wrong oil in a turbo engine won't throw a warning light, it'll just quietly wear the internals until it's too late. That's the difference between a turbo that lasts the life of the truck and a turbo that becomes a very expensive part. Number 10. They change the transmission fluid and they ignore the word lifetime. This one's going to make some of you uncomfortable. Ford's interval for the 10-speed can be pushed out very far depending on driving conditions, and a lot of owners have been told the fluid is lifetime. Meanwhile, shops are seeing these transmissions fail well before that mark, some of them under 100,000 miles. The 1% do a simple drain and fill every 30,000 to 60,000 miles depending on use. That's a $150 habit, and it's one of the biggest reasons their transmission never becomes the $8,000 repair we just talked about. And if you think lifetime fluid is the biggest lie you've been told about this truck, wait until number 4. That one's worse. Number 9. They change spark plugs early and they flush the coolant on time. 2 quick ones the dealer never pushes. The EcoBoost generally doesn't love 100,000-mile plug intervals the way a lot of 5 owners get away with. Ford's own recommendation is 60,000 miles and lower if you're running any tune. A worn plug on a turbo engine makes the coils and the turbo work overtime to cover for it, and those parts cost a lot more than a set of plugs. Same story with coolant. Ford's newer yellow coolant is good for up to 10 years, but the 1% flush it on time and they never mix it with the old orange stuff, because the moment you mix the two chemistries, you can contaminate the system, create deposits, and shorten water pump life fast. Number 8. They let the turbos cool down before shutting the truck off. After towing, or after a hard highway pull, the 1% let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds before they kill it. Shut a heat-soaked turbo down immediately, and the oil sitting inside it can bake. That's called coking, and it's a slow-motion turbo killer that nobody warns you about. This habit is completely free. It protects the single most expensive part on the truck. Number 7. They fix small leaks the same week they show up. A weeping valve cover gasket is a $30 part. Ignore it. And it drips onto the turbo lines, onto the belt, onto the sensors, and 40,000 miles later, it's a cascade of failures that all trace back to that one drip. The 1% treat a single spot on the driveway like a red alert. Everybody else treats it like something to deal with later. Later is always more expensive. Number 6. They deal with cam phaser rattle immediately on the 3.5 EcoBoost. If you own a 3.5 EcoBoost, especially certain 2017 to 2020 trucks, listen carefully on a cold start. That 2-second rattle before it settles? Those are your cam phasers. The 1% got theirs diagnosed and handled early, while coverage and program eligibility were still on the table. Ignore that rattle and it turns into a full timing job. That's the $4,500 one. And speaking of expensive repairs, here's something worth mentioning. The data on this channel shows that over 80% of you watching this right now own an F-150 and are not subscribed. If even one of these habits saves you a $3,000 repair, hit subscribe. It's the cheapest insurance on this entire list. Now, number 5. They warm the truck up gently instead of flooring it cold. The 1% never launch a cold engine. They let the oil pressure build for 30 seconds and they drive gently for the first few miles until things come up to temperature. Cold oil doesn't protect the way warm oil does. And here's the thing most people don't realize. A disproportionate amount of engine wear happens during cold start and warm up, especially in those first couple minutes. Number 4. They reset the battery management system every time they change the battery. Here's the lie I promised you. Swap the battery yourself. And if you don't reset the BMS, the truck keeps charging like the old battery is still in there. The system needs a reset, plus an overnight sleep cycle, to fully relearn the new battery. Skip that step, and you'll be chasing phantom electrical gremlins for months and killing batteries early. And nobody at the counter is going to tell you this, because half of them don't do it either. Number 3. They fight frame and undercarriage rust before it ever starts. This is what actually kills high-mileage trucks in the salt states, not the engine, the frame. The 1% rinse the undercarriage in the winter, they treat the frame, and they catch surface rust while it's still just surface rust. Because a 300,000-mile drivetrain means absolutely nothing if it's bolted to a frame that's rotting out from underneath it. Number 2. They never ignore a warning light or a new sound. A check engine light is information. It's not an inconvenience. The 1% scan the code the same day it appears. Everybody else drives on it for 3 months, tells themselves it's probably nothing, and turns a cheap fix into an expensive one. The truck is always talking to you. The 1% actually listen. Which brings us to number 1. The habit I told you about at the very start. The single thing that makes these trucks feel tighter at 300,000 than most feel at 100,000. Number 1. They drive it smooth every single day. That's it. No jackrabbit launches, no slamming the brakes, no revving it cold, no dropping it into gear before it's warm. The 1% drive every mile like the truck has to last another 100,000, because it does. They call it mechanical sympathy, and it's the whole secret. You can do all 10 of the other habits perfectly, and if you drive the truck like it's disposable, you'll still wear it out before it's time. The owner who drives it smooth is the one still handing the keys to their kid at 300,000 miles. So, there they are. 11 habits, and not one of them requires you to be a mechanic. They just require you to care. That's the entire gap between the truck that dies at 150,000 and the one that runs past 300. Here's what I want you to do. Pick the 3 you're not doing right now and start this week. And do me a favor, drop a comment and tell me your F-150's mileage. I want to see how many of you are already in the 1% and don't even know it.